Joining us now to weigh in on the New York ruling and the soap opera that's going on down in Georgia. He's the founder and president of the Article 3 Project. Mike Davis, back on the program. Mike, you're a legal mind. I'm not. You have been tracking these very well. Where would you like to begin, sir, so we can update the viewers on where these all stand? I guess we start with the biggest news of the day, $355 million. And you heard me repeat it 2 or 3 times in my lead up. Who's getting the money? Because, Mike, there's been no victims identified in this civil case. Don't you have to have a victim if you're a judge saying, pay $355 million, Mr. Trump? To who?
That's exactly right. This is predictable and outrageous that this hyper-partisan New York Attorney General Big Tish James teamed up with this hyper-partisan Democrat Manhattan Judge Arthur Engoron. This judge decreed that Trump somehow committed fraud before the trial even began, before any witnesses, before any other evidence. He said that Trump somehow committed fraud for the non-fraud of a businessman paying back sophisticated Wall Street banks on time, as agreed, in full, with interest. Like you said, who the hell's the victim here? Who has standing under the Constitution, constitutional standing to bring this lawsuit if there's not a victim? And then you have these unconstitutionally punitive damages of more than $350 million against President Trump and his family. And then they're taking away their ability to operate their businesses in New York. The New York appellate courts must fix this, because these courts are going to lose their legitimacy. And when they lose their legitimacy, they're going to lose their funding.
Yeah, they better. So no victims, so I don't get the 355. $4 million each for Eric and Don, bogus. Who's going to run operations if this were, let's just say this were to go through? And I think in the appeals process, it's going to be thrown out just like you. It better be. But who's supposed to run then? Trump International. And what about the thousands of employees? Does the judge or anybody care about them working in and around New York? Is he supposed to close up shop tomorrow and fire everybody and move operations to Florida? Like, what do they expect when they do something asinine like this?
Well, you have these Marxist, partisan Democrat judges like Arthur Engoron. They've never had a real job in their life, so they wouldn't understand what you're talking about when you're talking about making payroll and paying employees. This is part of the Democrats' lawfare and election interference. They're trying to destroy Trump before November 5th, 2024, because they fear American voters. And as you pointed out with those 2,000 employees, these Democrat prosecutors and judges and other lawyers don't give a damn about those 2,000 people and their family members, because all they care about is destroying Trump.
Get Trump. That's the mantra. I mean, I don't have to play him anymore because it makes me nauseous and I just want to reach through the screen and but how many sound bites did we see from the Letitia James and Braggs and Willises of this Democrat world saying when they were running for re-election in 22 or 20, depending on who we're talking about, every single damn one of them, I will get Trump. Re-elect me and we'll get Trump. I'll get Trump. That's all they ran on. And if you look at the cities that they're supposed to be fighting crime in, right? Because DAs and prosecutors, that's like top cops. They're in charge of putting the bad guy away after the cops do their job of busting the bad guy. The crime's running rampant in all their cities. I got to think citizens are pissed off, especially, let's move to Georgia and talk about Fani Willis, where Atlanta has seen a massive spike in crime because all Fani Willis has been focused on the last year and a half is getting Trump. Oh, and hanky-panky with the boyfriend she hired. I forgot that. Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, these Democrat prosecutors and these Democrat hellholes like New York, D.C., and Atlanta are going after Trump, and they're neglecting to prosecute crime in their own cities, intentionally not prosecuting crime in their own cities. So these Democrat voters in these cities who vote for this, they deserve to get carjacked. They voted for this. And I would say this with Fani Willis down in Georgia, Big Fanny. She illegally hired her boyfriend, not so secret boyfriend. Mm-hmm. She paid this unqualified idiot $250 an hour of Fulton County taxpayer money to bring a RICO conspiracy case against Trump and 18 co-defendants. This guy, if you watched him testify, do you think this guy can actually try a RICO case? This guy is a moron, right?
Oh my gosh, she is too, though. I thought lawyers, Mike, no offense to lawyers, I'm actually going to brag lawyers up here. Usually I don't on this program till I need one, right? Usually lawyers sound very intelligent, maybe even overeducated. They'll use a lot of words that most common folks don't even understand because it's legal jargon. Those two on the stand the other day, I'm going to say something that's getting me in trouble. I didn't know what the hell I was listening to and watching. I'll just call it a soap opera.
Yeah, and she illegally hires her boyfriend. They lie about when she hires him. They lie about when the relationship started. She pays him $250 an hour, $700,000 and counting. She pays him to meet with the Biden White House, including the Biden White House counsel. She pays him to bill 24 hours in a single day, and then she takes illegal kickbacks from this relationship. She takes these lavish trips to Napa, to the Caribbean, to Belize, we learned.
Yeah.
And then
Aruba.
she has a financial stake in this criminal prosecution, which is absolutely per se illegal. She should get disqualified. This case should get dismissed for a new prosecutor to decide whether to refile these charges. She should get disbarred.
Yes.
She should get thrown in prison.
Thank you.
For perjury, subornation of perjury,
Well, that's not
bribery,
gonna happen.
kickbacks. She is a criminal.
Yeah, you know that won't happen. But disbarment, I think, could possibly, right? Because that's at a state level and they vote to get rid of somebody's license. She should be disbarred. That is... All right, they're wrapping me up, but I want to get in the Jack Smith case real quick because we haven't touched that one in a few weeks. What's the latest on that one with Trump's immunity in the Supreme Court and moving forward? I know they want a trial date of March 25th, I think, for that one, and then Chutkan has tabled the other one. So we had 4 lawsuits. Now we have 1 decided and 2 left. I can't keep track.
So Jack Smith, the January 6th case is both with Fani Willis down in Georgia and Jack Smith in D.C.
Right.
They're going to be tied up. Jack Smith with presidential immunity, Fani Willis with her boyfriend down there in Georgia, her troubles with her boyfriends. The documents case, we actually have a fair judge in Judge Eileen Cannon who's going to ensure that President Trump has the same due process rights as other defendants. Remember, these Democrats are saying President Trump is not above the law. He's also not below the law, and he has the same rights as any other defendant.
Is the Docs case the one that got taken off of the docket? Which one has not?
That's the presidential immunity case in D.C.
Okay.
That got taken off. So here's the bottom line. This Alvin Bragg case in New York for the non-felony of a businessman settling a nuisance claim, by far the Democrats' weakest case in their lawfare, is going to go to trial starting November 25th. The American people are going to tune in. People with real jobs in the real world are going to tune in for the first time. And this is going to backfire badly on Democrats because the American people are going to see this is bogus. This is lawfare. This is election interference.
You said November. It's March 25th, correct?
I'm sorry, February 20th. March 25th. I can't even keep
That's fine. I know. See, I can't keep track of all this crap. That's why I need you here, Mike, because it's such nonsense. Anyway, they're giving me the hard rap. Mike, as always, thank you so much. Mike's the founder, president, Article 3 Project. Check out what he does over there. Appreciate you. Have a good weekend.